Dr. Kanchan Mishra, who is Assistant Director at Surat Raktadaan Kendra and Research Center, Surat, Gujarat, which is one of the largest and leading regional blood transfusion and research center, as well as cord blood bank and premier research institute in Gujarat, with its state-of-the-art research facilities based on international standards, strong government support, and dedicated to the field of hematopoietic stem cells and hemoglobinopathies and molecular biology. He is a member of Secretary of SRK and RC Stem Cell Committee, HOD Hemoglobinopathies Lab, head of the lab operations of SRK RC Cord Blood Stem Cell Bank, and guest faculty at Institute of Applied Sciences, Surat, Gujarat. He has 3 years postdoctoral research experience at Tokyo Metropolitan Institute for Neuroscience, Tokyo, Japan, and 5 years at National Institute of Immunology, New Delhi, India. With this, may I please invite Dr. Kanchan Mishra to proceed with this presentation. Over to you, sir. Thank you. Sir, you need to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your my brief introduction. Really, it's pleasure to hear, and thank you very much, Dr. Prabhu invited me to speak here, allowed me to speak here. It's a very good platform and a good platform for the student who going to already have joined this conference. So thank you. So, sir, so can I share my screen?
Yes.
Dr. Kanchan.
Okay. Can you see my screen, Bhupil? Hello?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Just one moment.
Sure.
Screen.
Okay.
Are you able to see my screen?
Sir, we see that you've started screen sharing and it says double click to enter full screen mode like on your computer. Yes. Now your screen is being shared, but it's kind of blurred.
It's okay now?
We can see your screen, sir. It is kind of blurred. I think that is due to the internet connectivity issue. But we can see it. Like.
What? Any problem?
Just a little blurry. Yes, sir. I think we can try going ahead.
Okay. Okay, can you see?
Yes, sir. We can see it is a little blurry, but as far as it doesn't affect the presentation, we can go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, that's okay, no problem. That's good. So again, thank you, Dr. Prabhu. So today I'm going to talk about the application of biotechnology in healthcare, and it's application of biotechnology is not small; it's a very big thing. Just I would like to share this screen because this is our institute inaugurated by the CM Modi. You must be pleased to know. And just I think before we have celebrated our institute with the governor of Gujarat. So I come on the topic. The moment really are human playing God? Really, it's a good question because lot of things human can do. Even scientists discovered an off switch on of aging cell. We can off the switch aging. We can lifelong healthy. So today's scenario, our science, our biotechnology is growing very deeply, very large. So what is biotechnology? I think most of the people they must be knowing what is biotechnology. I'll be dividing into two parts. Bio means the use of biological process, and technology means solve problem make the useful purpose. So what is the 20th century biotechnology? Using modern technologies such as genetic molecular biology to understand biological phenomena in new level, at cellular level and molecular level, and solve the problem, create the product around that understanding. So see, you must be happy to know the biotechnology not that today we have discovered. It's discovered in the 1675. You know, must be happy to know the first bacteria in simple microscope in the 6075. You can estimate that time the simple microscope. Again, who don't know about the Mandela? Dr. Mandela is the Austrian monk who conducted the first genetic experiment in the plant the immunitins. Considered the founder of Gentis. So it's our the founder of Gentis Mandela, and who don't know Robert who invented the compound lab microscope. That's why we able to see the virus and bacteria. Otherwise, today we are not at this place. Robert Hooke invention is a very great achievement for the science for the biotechnology and the Louis Pasteur. Who don't know Louis Pasteur? Today we are talking about the vaccine, corona vaccine. Who gave the idea about the vaccine? It started from the Louis Pasteur, who created the rabbit vaccine first in 1770. See, this is the now we are now going to receive the corona vaccine also. Again, you must be happy to know James Watson. We are talking about the molecular biology, all the things, but molecular biology we can't do without about the DNA and RNA. The DNA RNA that be that by the James Watson. Again, you must be happy to recombinant technology came recently. Recombinant technology we can one good gene and another that will come in the power in 1972. So that is a very good thing. So what the biotechnology? Biotechnology means using living organism to product of living organism for the human benefit to make product or solve the problem. The historical journals already I told you fermentation, selective breeding, use of antibiotics. This already have discussed so much. So before. What is modern journal is gene cloning? We can clone the gene. We can food clone, good gene. Genetic engineering, we can make good gene. Genetic engineering, we can recombinant technology. Recombinant technology, we can make the good DNA. We can human cell, human body, human plant, the food crop plant, human genome project. These are the modern example. So generally, the biotechnology is very vast, very big. You can divide it in three. Medical biotechnology, biotechnology is we used to call the red biotechnology. Okay, these are the and the industrial biotechnology. Their role is the production the antibody, production the vaccine, production the all the thing in the large huge amount. This is the called the industrial biology. Again, agriculture biotechnology is our India is the agricultural country. So agriculture biotechnology came in the green biotechnology, on which we are talking about the plant breeding, plant fertilizer, plant crop productivity. So there are red biotechnology, white biotechnology, and green biotechnology. Here we can talk today about the red biotechnology or the medical biotechnology that doing for the very benefit of the human, for the production of antibody, production of the vaccine, and to make the food chain and etc. So medical biotechnology is the fusion of genetic, cell biology, and may other science in order to future advance in matter. Like so, fusion of genetic, cell biology. These are the fusion. We can create something new, something good for the human welfare. So why the medical biotechnology is important? The main reason for the medical biotechnology is to prolong life. Okay, prolong life of human. Earlier I think people used to die a lot of before their age. Now we came in the we have the good our medical facility. People in the world, people in the India, people in Japan, they used to live long. Other reason are to easing the suffering, not analgesic care patient are to increase the accessibility of the people with disability. Okay, understand. Like there are so many diseases the people who is born, but we can use the biotechnology, medical biotechnology. We can help their life. They can do their they can spend their life with easy way. Even they have that disability. This is the reason medical biotechnology is very important for us, for anyone. So in medical biotechnology, a lot of the field of biotechnology, cell biotechnology, regenerative medicine, stem cell, like Dr. Suman already taught the regenerative medicine. My specialty in the regenerative medicine, but here I'm going to talk about the microbiology in the medical biotechnology. Because today we are discussing molecular biology. Molecular biology, biotechnology, very important. This is the corona time, and molecular biology, medical biotechnology can't complete without DNA, without RNA. You know, must be you are probably knowing it, what the DNA, what the RNA, DNA double standard, RNA is single standard. So, this is the what the molecular biotechnology is the use of the laboratory technique to study and modify nucleic acid and protein for the application areas such as human and animal, healthy, agriculture, and environmental. The with tool of the molecular biotechnology, we can apply to develop and improve drug, vaccine, therapy, diagnostic tests will improve the human animal health. This we can do with molecular biotechnology only. That is the very important. If you want to diagnostic, right? Today we are talking about the RT-PCR, all the thing, coronavirus. That would help our molecular only. So in molecular biology, it's very important about the DNA, RNA. Must be know you must be know about the DNA. DNA is a double standard DNA. You have two copy. And you know DNA cannot leave the nucleus. Or DNA tightly bound with the chromosome and located in the nucleus cell. And portion of DNA called gene. So DNA is very important. DNA double standard. They can make the many copy, parental copy. And again, RNA is a single standard and does not have to stay in the nucleus. That is very important. But DNA they have must be in the nucleus. RNA not found in the chromosome because it does not carry the genetic code. However, it can read the DNA code and take the information out of the nucleus. RNA may job to building protein. So very important RNA. RNA is job to build a protein. Today we talking mRNA vaccine corona. I will later tell you about the mRNA vaccine corona. Anyway, how the routine molecular diagnostic conduct now? Okay, the current technique applied molecular pathology. We can see the molecular pathology. One gene, one disease, southern blot, northern blot, and western blot. You know western blot, the protein, southern blot, for the DNA, northern blot, RNA. Then dot blot, polymer chain reaction, PCR, simple PCR, RT-PCR, reverse transcriptase, a real-time PCR. We're talking about the other thing, DNA sequencing, TACMAN, real-time PCR, TACMAN probe that we can able to detect so many gene in a PCR, in situ hybridization. These are the current technique applied molecular biology going on, doing really southern blot. You know, western blot earlier, it's the gold standard for the diagnosis of the HIV. Now the we doing by the RT-PCR. So new technique coming again because a lot of the thing we doing and we searching in the molecular biology, something we doing everywhere. Scientists doing something new thing like genome sequencing. You can any whole genome and embedded say situ hybridization, microwave hybridization, high density microwave hybridization, array comparative genomic hybridization, and whole genome sequencing. That is important. Again, we had the whole genome sequencing of the coronavirus. That's why we can know what the corona, what the we can whole genome sequencing we can for any virus, any bacteria, human being. So the for genome sequencing we can understand what is this, how can we achieve the thing. So molecular biology come in the many way, you know, for the diagnostic, for the treating the patient, And diagnostic is very important. Diagnostic, you know, the moment we do the coronavirus, second infectious disease, the moment in India and worldwide, three virus very important: HIV, SCBS, hepatitis C virus, HBV, hepatitis B virus. Must be knowing the hepatitis C virus. We don't have vaccine. Again, we don't have vaccine. So there. So their diagnostic. There we have to, because HBV we have vaccine, but the T virus we don't have vaccine. Their prevalence in India, in the whole country or in the whole world, very high. So they are very important. We have this virus cannot go to another human by the any way, any transmission, by the blood, food, by the just seasoning. So we have to check. So how we can do things? We can do by the the molecular biology. We can do by RT-PCR. So earlier, no, HIV, SCB, SBB, in coronavirus diagnostic, we can do the ELISA. No, but problem is ELISA. ELISA, you know, the one thing is a window period. Again, the very hot topic about the coronavirus. The coronavirus we are doing by the RT-PCR, we doing the antigen rapid test, and by the ELISA also. So ELISA, antigen rapid, they cannot get the window period. Even coronavirus, even HIV, SCB, they have window period. Window period means our body take time to produce against antibody against particular virus, particular bacteria. In between, if you do by the ELISA can't detect. That's why we need some molecular technique. Again, window period by HIV, SGV, SCB, coronavirus, other virus, other things, they have different window period. So by the ELISA, we can filter some risk, but again there are risks. That's the window period. So window periods we can do by the again the molecular technique, nucleic amplification testing is the PCR by RT-PCR. So as I told you about COVID-19, the moment our country and the forward detecting by the RT-PCR, detecting by the rapid test and by the ELISA, but again ELISA is not helpful because ELISA cannot run the window period. That's why ultimately tests confirmed by RT-PCR. RT-PCR they can detect in the window period. They can RT-PCR, you know, they are very sensitive, very high. Their specificity is also very good. Even ELISA are sensitive not much more that RT-PCR molecular biology, because PCR we can make so many copy. From the one virus, we can many copy, we can detect by the our software. So yes, so how real-time PCR work? That is very important. You know that first we have the sample is any sample, blood sample, cup, urine, any sample. We have to primer for the particular virus like even HIV, SVP, or coronavirus. We can amplify. We can then amplify this virus targeted nucleic acid with the Taq polymerase. Then this amplified target nucleic acid we can detect by the either cybergreen assays, cybergreen even by the this quantum process Taqman probe. So these are the way we are doing. Uh, uh, we are uh, we are used to detect the real-time PCR. So application, you know, they are in real-time PCR we can see the real way. Real means we can know whether it's going positive or negative. If there is any positive sample, this graph, this is called like graph. If the negative, they can straight. So this is very real. You know, basic PCR. Earlier we used to the basic PCR. You have to run the gel. You can see the gel whether band is the gel band or here or not. It takes time, and basic PCR sensitive is not much more like the real-time PCR. So real-time PCR is in real time you can. There is no need to go for the by the gel to detect the amplification. So again, these are the you know, real-time PCR. This is the baseline where here the nucleic acid, all the extraction is going on. Here is the threshold where positive sample can go up There are two sample. The two sample is the threshold value different, like the 36 threshold, 26 threshold. It depends upon the virus load. If virus load is very high, their threshold level is very low. If virus load very low in the window period, then threshold value is something like near about 40. So by the RT-PCR, that is very also very important. We can quality quantity to both. We can see the whether the sample is positive or negative for the particular virus. We can also detect the whether particular viral load, what amount of the virus in the, so that is very good for the treatment of the patient. So again, use of this another molecular biology in biotechnology. This is the genetically modified. We can culture any interest of gene, and this we can introduce this in bacterial membrane cell, and this we can transfer into the culture class. Now we are the what we want to the instead of gene, we can cultivate, we can culture many, and then we can take the recombinant protein. What protein we want? There are so many proteins, so we can make the recombinant protein. What the interest can be isolated from the culture cell using the biochemical technology, molecular technology. That is very important. So molecular biology is very good in the many ways. This is very another important. This is the not diagnostic. This is the forensic molecular biology. You know, very important. DNA fingerprinting. You already heard about DNA fingerprinting. If anybody can murder, anybody can by DNA fingerprinting we can know the which sample is there, and also the includes a person from the suspicious paternity test. By the forensic, we can know the real father, real mother. By the molecular biology, this is very important. Then identification of human remains. Then again, rare species. We don't know how many species, rare species. You know, sometimes the beef found rare species. How we can know these are rare species? Molecular biology, we can know this. The moment this is not available in this era, but these are very earlier. Again, be retracking confirmation the spread of disease by the molecular biology forensic science. So you know the forensic molecular biology very important in the criminal cases. Also, we can know the victim blood, victim genes. We can understand the blood spot, take the DNA. We can know the in the victim's that blood DNA from the which we can then identify who is the criminal or not. The very molecular biology very good, very helping the find out the thing. So molecular biology is very easy to do all the thing, very easy to standardize the laboratory, but very important in molecular biology lab there is a one-way entering area. You cannot reverse back. Like if you going to set the molecular biology lab, you have minimum 3 laboratory. First laboratory sample preparation and sample polling. Second laboratory where you can set DNA, RNA. Third laboratory where can do the RT-PCR, where can do the PCR. Because third laboratory PCR used the highly contaminated, because here you can amplify the product. You can come back by the same way. You can increase the cross contamination. So in molecular biology, very important direction. So this is the real-time PCR. First, reagent preparation. You have to prepare the reagent. Okay. Then amplification setup in the biosafety cabinet. Then amplification detection product analysis. So the third way anybody can set up this real-time PCR molecular biology lab very easy way, and there is no way to take the permission from government. But if your laboratory is the NABL certified, you can rely on your. This is the my research laboratory. This is the our cell culture. This is how the blood banking, other thing. So okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So okay. Can you say? Can you? Hello.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. So I was
Yeah,
just switching on your video.
yeah. Just
Um,
one more. If you have time, can go some because see, I've talked about the molecular biology in the biotechnology. There is a cell biology in also the in the biotechnology, and there's a very important the moment. One is this is cancer, right? If you have time, I can say that some cancer vaccine, cancer cell therapy for the cancer can go.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. We
not a
have the
problem.
time. Or yes, sir.
Just
We can
I'm going to bring.
yeah, we can spare additional 5 minutes, definitely.
Yeah. Able to see my the screen? Hello?
No, no, not yet, sir.
Not yet. Just again, just one moment, please. I think again we have to share the screen. Yeah, just one moment. Able to see my screen?
Mm, no, sir, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay. What? No, okay?
It has started screen sharing. Maybe it will take some time, sir.
Okay, just one moment.
Yeah, now we can.
Just I think it's taking time. My internet not yes, not okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, again, here I'm going to speak about the cellular biotechnology and regenerative medicine. Yeah, we can say the cell therapy. Yeah, we can regenerative medicine like again, Dr. Subhan talked about the stem cell, all the things. So again, cancer is a very dangerous. Anybody can see this is a cancer. Wow, what can we can do? But this is a very important. Most of the people they die not with the cancer, they die with wrong chemotherapy and wrong radiotherapy. So and even we have the moment for the available treatment for the patient it's only chemotherapy, radiotherapy. But chemotherapy, radiotherapy, there is a problem. They cannot uh, in bad they cannot kill all the cell cancer. So cancer again come back, they fight, the people used to die. So uh, one thing come in the dendritic cell therapy, this is the dendritic vaccine for the cancer patient. Okay, right. So what the dendrites, the in our body only there is a NK cell or some dendrite cell, they can kill the cancer cell. Dendrite cell very important. It is our own cell. They have no, if you insert a human body, they will not go to any bad effect, and they are the very good probable antigen presenting cell. They can present antigen on the T cell. They can tell them they are your target. You make against antibody and they destroy them. So the here the dendrite cell vaccine very important. This is the generated outside the human body and can inject in any human body. And the dendrite vaccine it's your own is own therapy. It's autologous. So it's a very minimum and no side effect because the cancer like chemotherapy, radiotherapy, they have a lot of effect. So, what the protocol for the making the this cell therapy for the cancer? From the human body, you can make by you take the natural dendrite cell, monocyte, even CD34 positive cell. From CD30 positive cell, you can make dendrite cell. From the monocyte, monocyte with cocktail growth factor, you can make the dendrite cell. You can natural dendrite cell. Natural dendrite cell in human body is very important. Better to do the monocyte or CD34 positive cell. Then again, with the cocktail of growth factor cytokine, you can mature dendrite cell. Then the dendrite cell you can loaded by the cancer cell, the particular cancer. Then this loaded dendrite cell you can insert human body. They can go human body. They can make strong immunity against that particular cancer cell and destroy them. This is the outline how they go. This I'm going to let you tell. So what the goal of this dendrite cell? The goal of production of tumor inside dendrite cell is to train the patient own immune system to kill the cancer cell. Compared to chemotherapy, the advantage of this approach is highly able to selectively eliminate the transformed cell, resulting in the low toxicity, able to attack multiple target molecules, even the newly arising antigen or rapidly mutated tumor cells. So, why dendrite cell? Their ability to migrate through the tissue and act and tumor, that is very important. Their capacity to activate native T cell, very important. They have a strong immune presenting cell. This dendrite cell, almost they can activate almost all immune cells that can destroy the cancer cell. So I told you they can also activate the natural killer cell. They can due to dendrite cell based vaccine, our body can make much more natural NK cell that can NK cell destroy the cancer. So these are the things. This is a very important figure. How we used to do. I showed you one figure. Here from the monocyte you can take monocyte. Again from the growth factor, cytokine IL-4, IL-3, you can make the immature dendrite cell. Again, this immature dendrite cell can mature. Here you can load the antigen particular cancer. Again, set dendrite cell. They are ready to go human body. You can get by the intravenous, by the subcutaneous. When you injecting these all the dendrite cells, they can enhance T cell response. They can enhance T cell response, CD4, CD8, NK cell. All this immune factor, they used to go the tumor bed whether they can destroy. A good thing is we don't have any side effect of this natural cell therapy in compared to chemotherapy and radiotherapy. This is the other thing. These are the other thing going on USA, India. So these are the research laboratory where we able to make the dendrite cell vaccine. Then again, the blood banking for the people are doing all the things. This is the other thing. So in the last conclusion, why dendrite cell? Because it's autologous, it's safe, it's a minimal toxicity, not like the chemotherapy, radiotherapy. It's specific. It cannot destroy other cell like chemotherapy, radiotherapy can kill the much more other cell. Again, helpful. So thank you for your attention. This is my